My name is Charlie Eklund. I work at Hennessey Performance. I've been in this role for about 8 years now. I've grown my taste and kind of ventured out a little bit, and that came my Audi RS6. This is a 2022. I just picked it up not too long ago. Got out of the Hellcat game and picked this beautiful car up. I've seen John driving around in one of these for a couple years, always admired it. So within about a month of owning this car, I did put the turbo inlets on it, a full carbon fiber intake, even bigger than factory, the factory oversized. I went one step bigger with the larger intercoolers in the front again, with the huge carbon fiber vents to keep everything cool. I learned a lot with being with Hennessey and selling these trucks and cars, the little things that Hennessey does that nobody else thinks about, such as venting to the intercoolers. I know we design our bumpers, we design our grills that we're now doing all in carbon fiber to directly feed into those intercoolers. And it's just been such a cool knowledge learning that to pick up more power on my own cars as well. So I did go ahead and do a resonator delete. It's not a huge upgrade in sound. When you put it in comfort, it still sounds like a completely stock car. But when you put it in that RS sport mode, it really wakes it up, has the gargles, has the pops. On top of that, I got it tuned, of course, making all these things work together as efficiently as possible. With that tuning, I have tuned for 91, 93, and ethanol. Just in the simple intake, inlets, and resonator delete, I picked up over 130 horsepower. When I went ahead with the intercoolers, it allowed for more time to be put into it. Cooler air makes more power. So with the intercoolers, as well as the ethanol tune that I have for it, haven't put in yet, it will pick up upwards of 280 horsepower over the factory 590. I wouldn't be surprised in the next year or so if this thing ended up with a bigger set of turbos on it, pushing over 1,000 horsepower. I really want to beat that Escalade V. That thing eats my lunch. I found these HRE 22-inch wheels for a killer deal. I drove 8 hours to pick them up. They are 22-inch champagne bronze HREs with a carbon center cap. I wrapped them in the Michelin Pilot Sport PS4s. It took everything that the car needed and made it a little bit more nimble. Over the years, I've had more cars than I can count. A lot of the ones, the highlight for me is the SRT Jeep. I had a couple diesel Dodge trucks, a Hellcat Charger. We built to some crazy power as kind of an R&D vehicle with Hennessey, made over 1,200 wheel. And then right now I'm also building on a Nissan 240 that's LS swapped, has an LS 7-liter in it. It's a ton of fun. It's a huge headache. I don't advise anybody to do a project car like that. If you're gonna do a project, make sure you do it right with the right people. And make sure the engine is made for that car. If you want to see content on that 240 all tricked out, making cool sounds and racing stuff, make a comment down below. Let's hear it. I grew up on a farm, did a lot of cattle things, rodeo, things like that. I was injured. I had a spinal cord injury back in 2014 that kind of took the farming away from me, so I kind of dove into the biggest passion I've kind of always had in the back of my mind, which was modifying vehicles. Some kids grew up playing Call of Duty and Madden. I grew up seeing how I could fit a turbo on a 90s Jeep Grand Cherokee. Driving in a wheelchair or with a spinal cord injury, I have use of about chest up. Anything below my chest area down, I have zero use, so I can't use the pedals. It's harder to climb in and out of the vehicle, but now they have these mobility hand controls that can be installed at an insured licensed dealer, so insurance isn't gonna give me a hard time. That just kind of drives where you push in for brake and down for gas. And I made sure when they installed them, I could push in and down at the same time for those boosted launches or burnouts, whatever might have fun with. I went through tuner school back in 2017. Fantastic program, really gave me a jump start into the performance industry. I've always loved cars, grew up admiring the Dodge Viper, had a picture of a Fly Navy Hennessey Viper above my bed growing up. After going to tuner school, I learned more in the first week than I knew from reading every video, forum, thing on the internet that I could think of. I knew that this was a place for me. I love Texas, I love Hennessey. We have a racetrack at our work. I've never talked to anybody else in the world that says that. And luckily for that, I can test and abuse my own cars, sometimes break them, but we try not to. Different positions I've played with Hennessey. I worked for tuner school and with tuner school as both an assistant instructor as well as admissions director. So bringing people in, getting them signed up for the class, getting them pumped for it, and then helping them find jobs after. Also over the years, I've moved into a service and warranty role. So if anyone had an issue with their Hennessey build, they would call me, tell me what's going on. I would help diagnose it over the phone and get that straightened out. 5 years ago, I got the dream opportunity. John pulled me in for a meeting, wasn't really sure what was going on. I said, hey, You've been recommended by everyone on the team saying that you would be a great performance consultant. That meaning that I help people build and spec their dream garage. It was one of those things that I couldn't believe it was happening in front of me. I shook his hand and said, hell yeah, John. Ever since then, it's just been kind of a dream boat. Helping people, helping clients, building relationships with my customers to get them not only their first Hennessey vehicle, but numerous afterwards where they're coming to me every year. Like, man, you really outdid yourself last year. What can we do this year? And that's just, I couldn't think of a better job. If you talk to 10-year-old me asking what you do is spec these amazing muscle cars, super trucks. The sales team is just, it's been so incredible. I've gotten opportunities that I never thought I would in my life. Going to Car Week, Carmel, Barrett Jackson, SEMA in Las Vegas, meeting people I never thought I would before, engineers that I've idolized my entire life, just come in, I see them at the coffee maker as they're visiting the shop sometime. It's just incredible. And then on top of seeing vehicles that I saw in magazines and posters growing up, we're building our own car. We're building F5 Revolutions, man. These things are incredible. I started here in 2017 where it was a concept that we had on computer screen. It came to a concept that we were doing wind tunnel testing. It went to SEMA. The next thing you know, we have this massive 1,800 horsepower twin turbo engine, carbon fiber monster rolling around the shop, going around the track, hitting times on our track that we've never even imagined that we'd see before. All the different colors, beautiful specs to each client. It's the last thing I see when I fall asleep at night. These F5s are just, oh, chef's kiss. My journey with Pennzoil began in tuner school. We would go to the Pennzoil Center in downtown Houston. They would show us how everything works until we get to the actual labs and they're showing us how exactly their oils compete against other competitors. The cold weather testing, the hot weather testing. You could spin this thing around and watch the quarters drop. The knowledge that their people there have and the eagerness they are to teach people that knowledge and spread awareness of what the performance industry is. Pennzoil is pushing the Long May We Drive program right now. This is Pennzoil's way of getting people back into the industry. With Dodge doing away with the Hellcat now, there's no more ZL1, Pennzoil is trying to get people back into it, having fun, getting excited about going fast, modifying their vehicles. Pennzoil is just knocking it out of the park with their oils. I mean, we had that in our Venom GT making the world record run at the Kennedy Space Station. We had it in twin turbo Raptors, 1,000 horsepower trucks, 1,200 horsepower TRXs. Thank you for watching this video. Again, my name is Charlie Eklund. I am a sales consultant here with Hennessey. Comment down below, get me in more of these videos. I'm having a ton of fun doing this, even though it's blistering hot, but I'm pushing through it so we can go do some drives around the track.